What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the Baltimore Ravens Rundown. My name is Joey Petersen. On today's show, we got a brand new injury update on Lamar Jackson and his status during practice today. First day coming back from the bye week in just 6 days until we take on the Chicago Bears next Sunday. Speaking of taking on the Chicago Bears, that battle has started right here, right now for our Week 8 sub-battle. Bears now currently up 24 subscribers. And, I don't love that. I'll just tell you that right now. The Ravens need a win. We need a win, okay? And that starts today. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help us beat Bears now in this Week 8 sub-battle. It does not cost you a dime. All you got to do, hit that big red sub button. So Lamar Jackson was not at practice today. And honestly, today has been the day we've been waiting for a very, very long time. It felt like all we heard during the bye week was, Lamar Jackson's probably going to be able to go against the Chicago Bears in Week 8. So we all were kind of waiting to see next time they practiced, next time it was open to the public, open to reporters, because we all wanted to know, was Lamar Jackson going to be out there or not? And unfortunately, the breaking news on today's show is he wasn't. And he hasn't played or practiced or strapped on a helmet in 22 days since he left in the third quarter against the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, John Harbaugh spoke after practice. He gave us a little bit of news to, I think, lighten us up a little bit. But I want to lighten you guys up a little bit right now. Lamar Jackson not being at today's practice, it doesn't worry me a ton. Now, if he's not there for Wednesday's practice, and then if he's not there for Thursday's practice, I will start sounding the alarm bells. But it's the Monday after a bye week. I doubt that this was an incredibly physical or intense practice. I bet they just kind of used this day to get things back going again. Get everybody back in Baltimore. Get everybody back in, I don't want to say back in shape because we're 8 weeks through football season. They're in shape, but kind of get everybody back into the swing of things of what a normal week might look like, because you're coming off of that bye where you get some extended time off. So because he wasn't there today, I'm not worried too much about it. And John Harbaugh, what he said after it, kind of got me to that same point. Like, he was asked whether Lamar Jackson's going to be back or not, or Lamar Jackson's status. Now, he failed to comment on it 100%. Like, he didn't comment on it and just say, hey, this or that. But he did say that it's the same answer as last week regarding whether he's going to play or not. So the last week answer he gave us was most likely going to play against the Bears. I think that's good news. It would be much better news if John Harbaugh came out and 100% told us, he's going to be here next Sunday against the Chicago Bears. We're just going to give him this day off to get back onto 100% or as close to that as we can get him. So I'm not happy that he didn't say that, but from what he did say, it seems like there's still a little bit of confidence that Lamar Jackson's going to be able to go this next upcoming Sunday. Do you want Lamar Jackson to play against Chicago? If you do, hit that thumbs up button, like today's video, and I'm about to tell you why you should like it, because, frankly, he needs to play. Because points with him versus points without him, it is absolutely jarring. With Lamar Jackson this year, in 2025, you have scored 31 points a game. Now, without him, you're sitting at a fat 6.5. 3 points the first game, 10 points the second game. Or is that vice versa? Regardless, 6.5 points a game, not good enough. Your records with or without Lamar Jackson since 2019, you're 65-26 with him, and you are 4-11 without him. It feels dramatic to say you need Lamar Jackson to win these football games, or at least it felt dramatic to say that a couple of weeks ago. But now, as we've seen this team play without him, you need him, okay? In the first 4 weeks of the season, he was absolutely balling. I think that was overshadowed a little bit by this team's record. But he led the league in touchdown passes the first 4 weeks. He led the team in quarterback rating with 130.5. This team's point per game was third in the NFL with 32.8. That has taken a massive dip since he's been out of this lineup. So I don't love that he's not there today. We'll keep you updated throughout the week. But this team flat out needs him to play this upcoming Sunday against Chicago. It's not the only injury update we got from today's practice. We're going to give you 4 other ones, starting with one Mr. Patrick Ricard. He seems to be progressing very nicely. He was at practice today, and John Harbaugh, of course, was asked about the fullback, and he said that exact same thing, gave that exact same sentiment, said that he did more practice today than he's been doing all season long. Bo Smolka was one of the media members in attendance, and he said that he was moving well on the practice field today. Fist bumping, slapping helmets with teammates, looked like he was itching to go. And I get why. He has not played so far this season, and he has seen what's happening with him off of the field. There is a reason that the Ravens are only 3 for 8 on rushes that are less than 3 yards on third down. They cannot convert a third and short or a fourth and short to save their lives because in those situations, everybody on the defense knows you're most likely going to run the football, and when you don't have Patrick Ricard there being your fullback, it is a hell of a lot harder to get a couple of yards than it was last year. I think that Patrick Ricard meant more to this team, meant more to the success in this offense than anyone thought, myself included. Okay, when he went down and it came out that he was going to miss a couple of games, like obviously I was bummed out about it, but I think I was like, they're going to recover fine. Like things are going to be okay. They're going to get through it. But after he hasn't been here through the first 6 games of this season, it is obvious that he means so much to this rushing offense, so much to Derrick Henry, so much to Todd Monken, so much to Lamar Jackson, so much to this team's ability to pick up short yardage, given the run. Lee's on the shoulder of number 42 right there. Speaking of that game against Chicago, what is your confidence level of that? Scale it for me 1 to 100 in the comment section down below. 100, you're saying I'm the most confident I've ever been. 1, you're saying I almost am at 0. Let me know your answer. Coming up, we got more Ravens injury updates. Ronnie Stanley, Roquan Smith, and much more coming at you in just a couple of seconds. But before that, I got to tell you about how awesome our great friends at Prize Picks are and how awesome this deal that they're giving you is. If you download the app, Prize Picks app right now, and you use our code CLNS, you can get $50 in lineups. All you got to do is play your first $5 lineup. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. You and I make decisions every single day, but on Prize Picks, being right can get you paid, so don't miss any of the excitement this season on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. Prize Picks is the only app that offers stacks, meaning you can pick the same player up to 3 times in the same lineup. Want to pick more on Josh Allen's pass yards, rush yards, and touchdowns? Now you can pick all of them in the same lineup only on Prize Picks. Follow other Prize Picks players directly on the app and copy their lineups in one click. Whether it's a friend, a celebrity partner, or just someone whose picks you like, hit the follow button and check out every lineup they create in the new feed tab on Prize Picks. Speaking of copying others' players' lineups, I got my Prize Picks lineup for Monday Night Football. Of course, we got a couple of games tonight, so I got a couple of different teams on here. Give me the more on Jackson Smith and Jigba for half a receiving touchdown. More on Baker Mayfield for 246.5 pass yards, and the more on Nick Chubb, 35.5 rush yards. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. The link to this promo is in the comments and description of today's video. Prize Picks, it's good to be right. Roquan Smith, he is back in action, ladies and gentlemen. Back on the practice field. He has not played since he left the Week 4 matchup against the Chiefs with a hamstring injury in his own right. And there you see him, not in full pads because they didn't practice in full pads today, but you see him out there. You see him on the practice field. You see him getting back to full speed. I feel like he's going to play this upcoming Sunday against his former team in the Chicago Bears. I'd be shocked if he doesn't. And, I'll be honest with you, this is great, the fact that he's out there and he's practicing again. But it doesn't make me, have 100% confidence in this defense to get back to where they were last season at the end of it. I still need to see a lot of improvement from one Roquan Smith. In fact, if you look at his tackle grades from PFF this season, a 51.6 on the road against Buffalo, 2 phenomenal games against Cleveland and Detroit from a tackling perspective, although that Detroit game, some of his aggressiveness and effort, I question a little bit. But that Cleveland game, he was phenomenal. And then the game on the road against the Chiefs, a 28.7 before he got injured. I need to see something from Roquan Smith, okay? And I need to see it very, very soon because you need to get some wins. You don't have much margin for error anymore. So having your green dot, your leading tackler, Some people say your best defensive player, although I don't think that he is. You need to see him playing back to where he was at the end of last year. Number 3, Emory Jones Jr., the offensive guard that we've been keeping tabs on for the last couple of weeks, just given how the interior of this offensive line has looked throughout this season. John Harbaugh said that he will be added to the 53-man roster this week. They opened up his 21-day practice window 2 weeks ago, meaning that Wednesday will be the final day to put him on that active roster or not. He's not going to play on Sunday, but they feel good enough about him playing the rest of the season after this upcoming game that they're not going to put him on season-ending IR. They'll add him to the active roster and just sit him out. He'll be a healthy scratch for Sunday's game against Chicago. And this is huge for Baltimore, in my personal opinion. You're facing a team in Chicago that's able to do a lot of really good things defensively, but he's not going to be able to play that game, right? So let's talk about the future for Emory Jones Jr. in this lineup. We all know what the problem is on that offensive line. It's your 2 interior guards. It's Daniel Faalele. It's Andrew Voorhees. You can see their PFF grades right there. They have been horrible. And I get it. PFF doesn't tell the full story. Film tells a lot of it. But if you look at their film, it's not very good either, okay? Emory Jones Jr. is a guy that could come in here, and I believe that he can make an impact. I don't know how long it'll be until he can make that impact, just because he's coming back from an injury himself. He's only doing pass pro reps for like the last 7 days. He's got a ways to go. But the fact they feel good enough about him to not put him on season-ending IR, in my opinion, that's a good sign. What say you? Should Jones start on the Ravens' offensive line at some point? Give me a yes or give me a no in the comment section down below. And we'll round this one out with our last injury update. Speaking of the offensive line, let's talk about Ronnie Stanley, because he today was back at practice as well. Ronnie Stanley is a massive key to how this offensive line goes, and we know he's been in and out of the lineup dealing with his own injuries. It feels like things are finally, for the Baltimore Ravens, on the up. Okay? If Lamar Jackson plays against Chicago, with everybody else you're getting back from injury, Marlon, Roquan, Chidobe, Patrick Ricard, like everybody who's been injured over the last couple of weeks that you'll have back against that game, if you lose that game at home after a bye week, with everybody coming back, like, oh my goodness, just mail the rest of this season in. Because every game from here on out, especially over these next 5, they feel like must-wins, guys. They feel like must-wins. You're at home against Chicago, then 3 straight road games against Miami, Minnesota, and Cleveland, and then you are at home against the New York Jets. In my opinion, you have to win 4 of these ball games. That's going to do it for today's show. Make sure you guys got me followed on social media, Twitter, Instagram. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Before we can make this video, I made myself a little short on this information because it takes me about a minute and a half to film a short and upload it. It takes us a lot longer to get a video going, build the graphics, script it, get the thumbnail ready. Okay, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel, keeping up to date with everything right here on the Baltimore Ravens Rundown.